Have to come into your presence tonight. I pray that you'd bless our time together, that you'd give us wisdom as we do the business of the county, Lord, and I pray that we would bring honor and glory to that name which is above every name, that at the name of Jesus every knee should bow and every tongue confess that he is Lord, to the glory of God the Father.
Amen.
And I ask all these things in our precious Lord and Savior's name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Commissioner Lawrence just exploded a whole bunch of heads on YouTube. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Leyland.
Present.
Commissioner Lawrence.
Present.
Commissioner Locke. Here. Chair Jones.
Here.
Commissioner Howie. Present. Commissioner Barrera.
Present.
Commissioner Marquetti.
Here.
And Commissioner Lee.
He called. He's got work that he cannot miss. All right, before we go into public comment, I usually say that, for the public, please don't jump on anybody individually, but our commissioners, we're going to start showing you all the same respect, so I'd like for that to go both ways. You got 3 minutes. Other than that, anybody has anything to say, the floor is open. Yes, sir. You're almost a county partner, man. Come on up.
Yeah, I do. Get a little more time. Okay, good. I'm Christian Lutz from the Medical Care Facility. Wanted to, first of all, thank the commissioners for county integration and the opportunity to move forward with blending our county and not duplicating services. So what I want you all to know is this. We started several years ago with maintenance. The integration with maintenance throughout the county has been incredible. We have now started website and maintenance through the county as well as advertising for what advertising government can do. And so that is working incredibly well. And last but not least, here we go, our cousin back here, and Jody, we are in the final stages of IT transformation from a private vendor to the county, supplying this for our 164 employees. So incredible stuff. One more thing I got to tell you, just because I can't stand it, and that is this. We are the medical care facility, and remember, we have been on this farm for 184 years as a county, taking care of each other in many different ways. Here we go, for 7 years straight, and it just happened with the beginning of October. The Cass County Medical Care Facility is now 7 years every month, recognized by the federal government as a 5-star facility, as high as honor as it gets throughout the United States. There is only one other facility in the entire state of Michigan. So thank you all for your support, and we are pleased as punch.
Thanks, Christian.
Thanks.
Anybody else? All right, floor is closed for public comments. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Nope. Commissioner Barrera, you are next.
I move that we approve the agenda as written.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor in support. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. No public hearing. Recognitions. Who has that?
I'll read it. It needs to be read.
Just needs to be read? All right.
When we get to it.
Oh, okay, I could have read that.
Cass County Board of Commissioners, Resolution 152-23, a resolution recognizing graduation from the National Association of Counties High Performance Leadership Academy. Whereas NACO offers a High Performance Leadership Academy developed by the Professional Development Academy in partnership with Fortune 1000 executives, public sector leaders, world-renowned academics. And that's a typo. What was that supposed to say, Matt?
Thought leaders?
Thought leaders.
Okay. I just read it wrong. Including General Colin Powell and Dr. Marshall Goldsmith. And whereas the Academy is an intensive 12-week program designed and created to equip frontline county government professionals with leadership skills to deliver results for counties and communities. And whereas the HLPA is focused on leadership development in key areas including leadership mindset and positive engagement. leading effective change, communication and collaboration, and leading high-performance teams. And whereas participants in the academy devote an additional 6 to 8 hours of time each week above and beyond their normal work responsibilities to complete the activities and learning assignments of the course. And whereas completion of the course enables our local government professionals to improve their capabilities, increase team engagement, and improve organizational outcomes. Now therefore be it resolved that the Cass County Board of Commissioners commends Finance Director Jennifer Renfro on completing and graduating the High Performance Leadership Academy. And be it further resolved that the Cass County Board of Commissioners acknowledges and thanks Jennifer for her continued commitment to improving Cass County operations to better serve all the residents of Cass County. Adopted this 5th day of October 2023, I so move.
I second.
All right. I have a motion on the floor and support. You want to do that
Yes, I do.
after, right now or after?
After.
All right. All right, any discussion? Hearing none, have a roll call, please.
Commissioner Leyland,
Yes.
Commissioner Loren,
Yes.
Commissioner Locke,
Yes.
Chair Jones.
Yes.
Commissioner Howie,
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marquetti.
Yes.
All right. Resolution passes. Jennifer, could you please come up in
Yes.
front of Roseanne?
It is my pleasure and my honor to give you my first.
Your
challenge
first.
coin. And to tell you how proud I am of you, because I know, I've heard from others, what a tough course that is.
It is. Thank you. Can I get a picture of you?
Can you show it off? Yeah, show it off with the coin.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Good job, Jennifer. That is great. You get some more college credits. All right. Our favorite drain commissioner is next. You got 10 minutes, man.
Don't worry, we'll get through this. Evening, Commissioners. I appreciate you having me today. I had a call from a neighboring county, and when I told them, because sometimes they call when it's raining, when I told them I was giving an annual report, they said, well, we don't do that no more.
Whoa.
So
Whoa.
the laws changed a little bit, so BOC used to have to sign off and approve every assessment by the drain office. Now it's only the lake levels, which are 2 for this year, Twin and Barren Lake, but I still feel it's very important to come here. Why? Because this book tells me to. And so I will continue to do it as long as you'll have me. So anyway, if I could sum up this year in one word, it would be collaboration. A one-man drain office cannot do what I do without collaboration. I drifted over to Finance Director Renfro's office last week, and she allows me to come in and vent periodically. And I put a challenge, some of you remember, Roseanne, you probably remember.
I do.
I said last year I was going to do totally non-paper. Well, I went a hybrid this year, but I told Jennifer, I said, Jennifer, I'd had administrative assistants since I was 23 years old. This is not easy for me. So, but anyway, I appreciate that. Oh, and we had to huddle up with the administrator because we potentially, if there was going to be a government shutdown, we were going to have a contingency plan for soil erosion. But anyway, that's another subject. Without that collaboration, I cannot operate. It could be road commission, it could be MDOT. Periodically, I call up to the MDOT garage and say, hey, can you guys do something for me? Property owners. We had a property owner this year that helped out and took care of the cost of some of the ditching. He wanted it done so bad. Treasurer's office, through Hope and her deputy Paulette, the finances are squared away, which takes the burden off the finance director to say, that dang drain commissioner, because we're spending money, then figuring out how to collect. So it's always kind of behind. Equalization. The way we're doing assessments with Leanne, potential nightmare there. So Leanne, if you hear me out there, I appreciate you bearing with me. Erica and GIS. Erica knows quite a bit about the drain office because she worked for Berrien County. She's really helped out. IT, we're still going through some things, but I appreciate that. Connor sent me something today. I'm doing a little PowerPoint. Jody's got me trained well. I just don't go clicking on things anymore. So anyway, we had a fairly, I would call, average weather year. Kind of started out with drought, and yes, when that happens, my phone rings less. On days like this morning, it rings more, but typically, if I'm not getting calls, I jump in the car and I go look at things on a day like today, because guess what? You can learn something. I'm here to report today, though, your drain office is sound on all fronts, including the finances. Here's a document here. Jennifer knows this well. This is on my desk. Those little red, this is an internal document, so if you want to see it, get with me, but we don't put this out on the street. That's every county drain, 117 of them, 19 lake levels. Those little red lines are negative balances. This is like a game of whack-a-mole. I fix these, and then I turn around and I got to do something, and another one shows up. But your finance director says my debt is manageable, and that's good enough for me. But it's not easy. Michigan is different than a lot of other states. There's severe limitations on what we could collect ahead of time, so we can't, unless we have anticipation of projects, we cannot build up war chests, or it's very, very difficult to build up war chests. And so that's what we're operating under. Your fund balances are in there. That's as of, I only have Jennifer's office do this quarterly because I don't need it monthly, because they have other challenges. So, but the treasurer, any fund in here that has more than $100 on it gets pooled in her pool and earns interest. Below $100, it just sits static. That money sits there. You call me and say, hey, Jeff, I need a tree pulled out on the Dibble Drain. First thing I'm going to do is pull up this sheet. And I'm going to go, well, I got $2,000 in there. Let me see what I can get done. Now, even if I don't have anything in there, I'm still going to do what I can do. But when I see money in there, I breathe a sigh of relief, because I know finances, breathing a sigh of relief, that we're not moving into the red. So anyway, sorry, Jennifer. We have 9 drains assessed for this year, average year. This will go on the website soon. This Board of Commissioners, county has to pay assessments, typically 10%, road commission 10%, townships 15%, and MDOT if they have any involvement in it. Most of our work and our assessments can be recovered in 1 year. However, if there is large burden on retirees, et cetera, we'll spread it out, depending on the feedback I get. So we have 1 note payable. That was the one this board approved for $200,000 on Barron Lake. That project I'll get to in a minute, but other than that, no other outstanding debt. Which is something this board needs to understand, because that's really your debt, because I'm just your delegated authority on that. So it's very important that this board approves that and understands that and knows when that debt which comes due, which is 2026. Even though we only had 9 assessments this year, we probably did what I would call 15 significant projects. That's where machinery has to come in, et cetera, on county drains, predominantly by 2 smaller contractors, both from Cass County, one in South County, down in Milton, one in North County in the Marcellus area. Typically, I also have a couple of beaver trappers working for me. I have a mowing contractor, all local. And I also have road commission. This is collaboration. Road commission has men, machinery, equipment, and they can come to my assistance if I need them. On the intercounty drains, I would like to call this the calm before the storm. We have an intercounty drains, meaning it's coming from another county and passing through. We have to share in those assessments, and there are 2 large projects out there. One is the outlet for Bankston Lake, and the other is Corey Lake. The Bankston Lake, survey is done. They're working on easement acquisition now, which is always a wild card. Corey Lake, we actually negotiated the easements here in the Kincheloe room, believe it or not. So my apologies if anybody overheard Monica's office, et cetera, some of the arguing that was going on in there, but we got it done. We got one thing holding us up, State of Michigan Eagle. It's becoming a nightmare. We'll get to that further in the report. So other than that, the project's ready to go. And the tribe finished up their project on the meanders. That's where they're putting back the old meanders on the Dowagiac River that was straightened and deepened and widened many moons ago. That project is done. They are now going to let that settle, and then they'll come back in about 9 months and see how that is performing. They want a couple of larger rain events to come through, but I just met with Grant Poole and got a quick update on that. So that is complete. Lake level controls, we have 19 dams in this county. They've all been inspected. I hired Fleece out of Kalamazoo. I got 2 bids. They were my low bidder. Engineer that works for them is a friend of mine, is familiar with our dams, and he's got them all done. The reports will be submitted by the end of the year. The deadline, no major areas of concern. That doesn't mean we may not have some things to do, but the report will get filed at the end of the year. We'll then decipher that through next year. If any work's got to be done, you see how we'll move that, Mr. Chair, to the next budget cycle, and you see how this works. But nothing significant to report. I also stepped out on a limb. I was approached by Eagle to do our one high-impact dam. Definition of a high-impact dam is more than a 5-foot fall and more than a 1 square mile impound. It's up in Nicholsville in Marcellus. He asked if he could inspect it for free. I decided to allow that. No significant issue with that dam. Now, some people might say, well, why'd you do that? Well, sometimes you need to keep these people close, you know what I mean? They're not my enemy, but they tend to frustrate the heck out of me. So sometimes you have to extend that olive branch and say, by all means, come in the casket. We had a property owner had to let them on and everything. But anyway, I'll keep you posted on that. But as of right now, no issue there. We had some localized flooding here. We had some storms come in June, beginning of July, and I'll show you in the PowerPoint. I had to reach out to some people. I had to text Ryan, how much rain did you guys have up here? It was not evenly spread amongst the county. And so another thing I do when we get those calls is I'm telling your emergency management director. Why?
Yes.
So he knows. And so if there's a history of flooding, if this continues on and continues on, then that's when we begin to look at, hey, maybe a project is in order. So I do reach out to him periodically. He has my cell phone number, and I report that. The Barron Lake well, that's the project you approved. I just showed some pictures to a couple of the commissioners. I couldn't get it in my report because it's happening this week. The well is in. The pump is in. It is paid for. We're doing the hookup now, and then we will be building kind of something similar to this.
Okay.
I'm not going to have that roll-up door, though, Commissioner Barrera, because I know you said that those are kind of a pain, so I'm just going to have a regular door on those. Because we're right between houses, we're going to be able to control the pump with a cell phone. It's going to be pretty high-tech, but I don't want anybody fooling with it. And we're going to house it. I had guys say, oh, that stuff can all set out. No. That's very, very expensive equipment in there. We're going to keep it out of the weather, and hopefully it'll last. So, and we're on budget, which is not easy right now. Governmental lake boards. Is this your favorite there, Ryan?
Absolutely.
Commissioner Lee got his first taste Monday night. I would have to say, in all fairness to Commissioner Leyland, not what you're dealing with, but definitely more than what Commissioner Howie's dealing with. So he dovetailed in between, and he can give you his report on that. He weathered it quite well, but he's learning about the competing interests out there, and they are significant. However, we have made some progress. We've had vast improvements on the condition of Indian and the weeds. Shavehead does not have the problems that most of our other lakes do, so their treatment plan is fairly narrow in focus. If they could just get along. Oh, did I say that? Sorry. And Stone, which we're meeting next week, is actually doing fairly well. So I'm reasonably pleased. It's not easy. MS4, this is Federal Clean Water Act. You know, Phase 1 was the Detroits of the world, Phase 2 was everybody else. So they say it's by population, more than 1,000 people in a square mile, you're in an MS4, now you have to, you know, have outfalls. The drain office only has about 3 or 4 outfalls in that area. The road commission has significantly more, that's why we're nested. And we're preparing our annual report next week. Board of Public Works, so I'm on the Board of Public Works. We don't have a lot going on, but a petition is currently going around Bankston Lake for sewer that would tie into Lakes Area Sewer Authority because Miracle Camp wants to add 200 beds and their current system will not allow that. So we may, Board of Public Works may be doing a project next year. We don't know yet. I'm also on the Parks Board with Commissioner Locke. So we're very anxious. We have our grant. We're going to actually have some money, some improvements coming up. So that's kind of interesting and exciting at the same time. Challenges. Eagle. First and foremost, we are not getting the attention we need from Eagle. Simple permits are being delayed for months. How long are they being delayed? They're being delayed so long, we have to do the work and then worry about the permit. I'm not proud of that, but I'm saying it in a public forum. If somebody's got some suggestions, every drain office I talk to, this is the #1 complaint. I just talked to St. Joe County last week on that Corey Lake. The permit's been delayed almost 2 years. This is a legally established county drain. There's no reason for this. So I don't know what's going on there. Site development rules. Milton and Marcellus have adopted my site development rules. I'm currently very close with Ontua, and I want to move on to Mason and Porter. Why? Because of things going on that this board has heard about. Solar, marijuana grows. Subdivisions are coming back, which, by the way, the one being delayed in Ontua right now, Eagle,
Yes, I know that.
not this county. Site development rules are a way for the local unit to at least get another set of eyes put on it and not just do whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's very important, and it seems like the border units are seeing this development. It was the same thing that went on before the 08-09 downturn, and I want to get ahead of it. And so that is a little bit of a challenge, so, but we are working on that. The one-man drain office. I'm a dying breed. You'd have to go up past Cadillac to find a one-man drain office. How am I doing on time there?
You're at like 20 minutes, brother.
Ah, no way.
For real.
Oh, all right.
You're 2 minutes shy of
All right,
20 minutes.
we'll wrap it up then. But we do have something that might interest you. All right, I kicked around there, Connor.
Yeah.
So, this you'll like. Okay, so this is Twin Lakes Road Drain. I actually got, yes, and we got your vet taken care of. I got the road commission to come brush clear that ahead of time. Then my guy ditched that out, and you can see that was pre-winter, so he could get along the farm field. And then I called Van Buren County, because that's an inter-county. I said, can you send me some money? And they said, yes, you can. So we got that done for a very reasonable cost. The property owner can't believe it. Union State Line Drain. This is a drain, hadn't been worked on in many years. What I did here is we'd already did it, but I go out after the rain events to see how it's performing. You see how we ran the machine right up? We didn't de-tree the whole thing. Why? Money. That's the one we're spreading out more in 1 year. Yes, Finance Director Renfro, that's one of my red lines, but it's a manageable red line, and I'm doing that because of property owners. Red Run Drain, you see all those red trucks there? That's road commission. They went to the township and complained that something was blocking it up. I said I had a chiropractor appointment. They said, we'll find it. I show up to this, 3 red trucks and an excavator. I climb down in there. This is after a chiropractor's appointment. and pull the dam out. I'm so tired because this is heading north into Van Buren, so the ditches are really deep to get the fall. They had to pull me out with the excavator. I couldn't climb back out of there. This is an interesting, in Lawndale Drain, Roseanne. Property owner had been dealing this for years. She turns this is her driveway, and the wheel of the car would hit that. And so we were able to get somebody to make a little adjusting ring and put that on there. This gal probably thinks road commission did it, and I don't really care, but she just couldn't be happier because now she doesn't have to, little things sometimes matter.
Yeah.
Smith Lake Drain, I just talked to Linda Preston out there last week at the Meanders meeting. There again, on the right, that's pretty much a farmer that de-treed that, and then on the left is how we attempt to deal with some of this stuff. Control the costs and don't tick off the property owners. Magician Lake, this is where I had to contact Ryan. On the left there, look at that, it's right up to the top of the seawall. So you're going, well, is that flooding? Well, it's really not until that wake boat goes by, and then on the right, that's the outlet coming out of the lake. You see the problem we have there, Ryan? We're really not dealing with a lot of grade. So it was draining, but just slow, but we got through it. These are where I've been working with Road Commission. Diamond Lake Drain, we huddled up on that one to save costs, and St. Joe County came over and put that in for them after we had ridiculous bids. This is the St. Joe County Drain Commissioner. Somebody called me on Lewis Lake, a vet. He had kept the beaver dams out of the outlet. It wasn't an established drain. I didn't have any way to expend money, so I called Jeff Wenzel in St. Joe. We both went out there and took care of it for nothing. This was the one in Ontawa, the one on the right. That's how the culverts look when we take them out. We had to hurry up and get that in as they were paving the road. We didn't want to put the new road on an old culvert. Still waiting on that permit, by the way. Okay, we're going to be able to hit this one, Connor? This is supposed to be a video. Can we? I think it's down at the bottom. If you go down to the bottom, yeah. This is our Barren Lake well. So after we got the well in, we ran this for 3 days, day and night, 72 hours nonstop.
Slippy slide.
That's over 1,100 gallons a minute. I thought we contained it quite well. It took a little bit to get to that point, but anyway. See, we got our turbidity curtain in there. We're trying to do it right. And then, is that it? I think that's it. Oh, and on another note, this is going on in Milton Township. That one on the right is $3 million, and it's not on a lake. That one on the left, look at that thing. That's 4-car attached garage. Look at those roofs, Ryan. Isn't that kind of odd looking? Anyway, I just want to show that to you guys to show you that there are a lot of good things going on out there. You know what I mean? And I'm amazed that $3 million not on a lake. I'm not sure I've ever seen this in this county. So anyway, sorry it took so long. Oh, and for anyone that's interested, I brought another copy of Drain Code. Something you can put you to sleep at night. If I have any takers, you let me know.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks for helping that guy out that I told you about.
Yeah,
He
you're
was-
welcome. He was very appreciative.
That was one of my happy phone calls. All right, number 11, you are up, Ryan.
Proposed consent agenda, items A through J. I move the above listed items be voted on at one time by a roll call vote and be considered as a consent agenda by the Board of Commissioners.
Second.
A motion on the floor, support. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Lawrence.
Yes.
Commissioner Locke.
Yes.
Chair Jones.
Yes.
Commissioner Howie.
Yes.
Commissioner Barrera.
Yes.
Commissioner Marquetti.
Yes.
And Commissioner Lakeland.
Yes.
All right. Passes. County partners. That says 11 too. Should be 12. Jerry, you got anything for us?
Sure. Thank you.
We're gonna put a timer on you too. You don't get as much as Jeff Van Bell does.
The Honorable Chair and Honorable Commission, thank you for your time. As you recall, during the Committee of the Whole meeting recently, you asked for me to submit a formal letter to request additional funding that we would need, stopgap funding for the Cass County Transportation Authority. I have done so, dated October 3rd. You should have that in your possession now, and I rise today to offer you an opportunity to answer any questions you may have about that request.
And that one is 254,000 over a period of how long?
For the fiscal year.
For just the fiscal year?
Yes, sir.
And what happens if you all get that millage?
Then that will help us bridge
Even
the gap
more so.
until those revenues can start flowing in, which would
Because
be.
it's gonna take a year for the millage to come, and
Right.
all that to start flowing.
So if it passes, we'll receive monies, should be around January 2025.
What do you expect to receive in funding from the state, federal government next year?
Those are detailed in the memo that I originally supplied from the state. So that would be 18% from the federal government, about 40% from the state of our
Based off
budget.
your operating budget?
That's for operating assistance, yes.
No, what's the percentage, what are the percentages based off of?
That's based upon our eligible expenses.
And one person asked me, are we expecting to get any of that money back? I was like, well, no, this is helping the county. But if you all were to get the millage and the 254,000 from us, and you all have that, there was a fund that Jeff had said that for extra money, would that be a possibility? I'm just putting out what I've been asked by my constituents.
So if there was some surplus remaining after that county
Over
support?
a period of time, how would we get any benefits, or is there anything that the transportation department would do for the county?
We'll continue to take care of our citizens.
There it is. That's what I told them.
If there's any financial excess benefit, I'm sure we could talk about returning that
In
to
the
the county.
future.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good enough. They asked me to ask, so I did.
We've got this set up as an agenda item for the next committee of the whole.
And you need that money by the end of October, right?
That would be nice. We should be able to survive into next month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
'cause it would be the regular agenda, the regular meeting would be November 2nd.
all right, so it's still good. All right.
But
Any
as
other
soon as
questions for
possible.
Jerry? Thanks, sir.
Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Yep. Yeah, we got a Julie Dye, you're a county partner, aren't you? No, Julie Piak, I'm Dye.
It's from an email here.
It's an email from earlier.
I only heard Julie,
I know like
Chairman.
8 Julies.
It's a common name.
And my daughter-in-law is Julie too.
Thank you, Chairman Jones,
Yeah.
for allowing me to speak. Good evening, Commissioners. Julie Piak, Michigan State University Extension District Director. I wanted to give you an update on the 4-H position in the county.
Oh, good.
In August, our previous 4-H program coordinator, Laureen Wintham, did resign from the county and went back to school, to the classroom. She really missed working with the kiddos and so decided to go take a job at a school district. So the position has been vacant. We did a posting, 4-week posting. That ended, and I wanted to get a few more applicants, so we have reposted it. It's going to be posted through October the 31st. So it's going to be a little bit longer before we start interviews. We have an interview committee made up of myself as chair, and then Kathy Fisher, supervising educator, and we'll have 2 volunteers from the program on that search committee, as well as Kayla Mitchell, the 4-H program coordinator in St. Joe County, is going to make up that committee. In the meantime, we are maintaining the program. Gratefully, Patty Dome, the secretary in our office, has a great deal of experience and relationships with our volunteer groups, and so she's helping Kathy Fisher and I attend meetings, provide support to volunteers as they need it to keep their clubs operating and so forth. We are in enrollment season right now, so our enrollments are coming through. We're processing those. Things we do have to put on hold are volunteer selection process that we go through for new volunteers. That has to sort of be on a little bit of a hold, but still taking it and providing to support to our current leaders. So I just wanted to give you that update and let you know things are, we're still maintaining the program, and but if you hear anything, please let me know if there's anything I can do or to help someone in the program.
Okay,
Okay?
Thanks, Julie.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.
good to know.
Don't see any others out there. Whoa! And that scared the hell out of me. Yeah, it's effective. All right. Monica, you have anything for us?
I guess I'll just quickly share that we're still working on early voting. Unfortunately, the state is still passing laws on early voting that are changing things. So I've attended a couple trainings, going to another training in a couple weeks. Anyone that wishes to work early voting, please reach out to me. We're looking for election inspectors. It's going to take a lot of extra hands, so I've heard from a couple people. 9 days of early voting is pretty labor intensive, so please let me know. We need all parties. You can't be independent, thank you, Roseanne. As long as you're not on the ballot, you can work, so please let me know. We will hold that early voting at the Road Commission, so we're gonna do our best to save as much money as possible. So we'll get you trained and make the process as smooth as possible. And I'll keep everybody updated.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hope?
Chair. I have one piece of information regarding the land bank. Phase 4 of the My Hope program has recently been awarded, and I'm glad and delighted to share that the Cass County Land Bank has received an additional $250,000. The city of Dowagiac has been granted an extra $150,000, and the village of Cassopolis has secured an additional $250,000. With this additional funding, Cass County now boasts a grand total of $1,950,000 dedicated to enhancing energy efficiency in homes across Cass County. Our collective goal, though, is to ensure that none of this valuable funding is sent back to the state. So we urge you to help us spread the word. The homeowner's application process is completely online. If you're aware of individuals who could benefit from assistance with their applications, there's document uploads that are required, other related support. Please encourage them to participate in one of the upcoming sessions hosted by the Cass County Council on Aging. These sessions are scheduled for next week, with the first taking place on Monday at 10 a.m. in Dowagiac, and the second one on Wednesday at 10 a.m. in Cassopolis. We will have dedicated Helping Hands volunteers on site to assist individuals interested in applying for these grants. The My Hope grant funding program can provide up to $25,000 per household for crucial upgrades like roofs, windows, doors, furnaces, insulation, water heaters, and more. Our primary focus centers on revitalizing aging housing stock, ensuring that our elderly residents can age comfortably in their homes, supporting veterans in need of energy efficiency improvements, and making essential home repairs accessible to individuals with fixed incomes. Here are some of the flyers about that Council on Aging event for next week. Please, your help in spreading the word will be greatly appreciated. Does anyone have any questions about the My Hope program?
What about mobile homes?
No,
Okay, even if they own it?
that is correct.
Okay. I got a lot of people in mobile homes.
Early on, when the county had CDBG funds available for emergency funds, we were steering people to that program. And to tell you the truth, I would love, and I've shared this with them, I would love to have a partner program to work with this My Hope, because we are finding not only in mobile homes, but when we've done an energy audit and we found something like mold or other health hazards in the home, we cannot proceed with the My Hope program. So we do still need a partner program to be able to meet all of the needs that some of these houses have.
One of these?
Yeah, we're trying to see right now with the CDBG program, if there are ways for us to be able to leverage that in a good way with this as well. So we're planning to meet, we haven't done that yet, but we're trying to see.
Hope, does the townships have that information and they're
Yep.
putting it out?
Yep, we have emailed it to all the townships. There's, Ambrosia's helped with, and thank you, Ambrosia, she helped with the grant for round 4. And she's also done trifold brochures that she has given out to a couple different, all the townships.
So we don't need to spread the word through to maybe remind them
I
or
mean,
something?
the thing of it is, they're not reaching people.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
I mean, if you drive by a house and you see bad roofs,
Right.
right?
Like, hey, man.
Hey, yeah, that's the kind of thing we need. We really need some proactive,
The people that
Reaches.
go to township meetings don't need this. You know,
No,
it's,
no.
we've got to figure out some way to get the word out, so.
yeah. I mean, we've done a little campaign of contacting partner agencies in the county. It's going to take all hands on deck. And this is a plea. We do not want to send any of this almost $2 million back to the state of Michigan.
What I'm thinking is, I can drop this off at the food pantry.
I did drop off, not that flyer specifically, but brochures at all the food pantries.
Oh,
in
good,
town.
that's great, because the people that, yeah.
And the reason why this is so important is because a lot of our elderly do not know how to navigate a computer,
No.
let alone how to upload their energy bill or their proof of
Or
income.
be willing to,
Huh?
or be willing to.
Or even be willing, that's right, they'll say, I don't want, but
Yeah.
Helping Hands came to me and said, we'll help people apply.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So
Devil box in my living room.
they just got to bring their documents.
I recall from your earlier presentation, when you brought this to our attention, you talked about working with some of the contractors in our area because the money is available, but unfortunately they have to get the work quoted, and then the funding comes later. How have you seen that work out so far with some of the projects that have been completed?
It's going okay. We've established relationships with several contractors, so it's going well. In that, for those, but my hope, it's been a slow process. We, at this point, only have 12 applicants for Cass County. Now, mind you, City of Dowagiac has their own, and Village of Cass has their own, but we only have 12 applicants. And of those 12, we've done 0 work so far. We just today are at the point where we can actually contract out some of the homeowner is actually the one who awards the work. It's programmed that way. But just today, we're able to proceed with our first. That being said, we still need to get the word out to more contractors, and I'd like to work with local contractors. Finding an energy audit was a 2-month stall for us. We do not have an energy auditor in the county that could do this work. And when we finally found one that was in St. Joe County, he was too busy to get to ours until January. We finally found someone out of Lansing. And again, I have reached out to everyone to get an energy auditor. We've got a great energy auditor now. And although he's all the way from Lansing, he is doing a fantastic job. He's coming here, spending 2 days, doing all of them that we have, getting us great reports, and then heading back. And he's doing it for $500. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say how much he's doing it for, but he's doing it for a really good price. And getting us some fantastic data to work with. So again, that was a 2-month bottleneck. Just finding an energy auditor.
So it's both getting the applications out there and then also getting the word out to the local contractors to let them know about the program.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Hope.
Thank you.
Sheriff?
Couple things to make you aware of. Saturday, if you're looking for something to do on a beautiful, sunny, rainy, cold Saturday, there'll be 9 counties coming to Cass County to participate in a regional dive exercise that's being hosted by our emergency management coordinator and our Marine Division. So they'll be out there practicing diving at 4 different areas around the lake, doing different types of dives, deep dives, murky dives,
Yeah,
sandy dives. There's all kinds of
lakes.
different things they're going to be doing. So if you're looking for something to do, you might go out there. They'll be at the Indian Lake Yacht Club on Indian Lake Road. They'll also be using the fire department at Indian Lake as a center as well.
I can come and just bring my fishing pole. Drop your hook right here.
Anyway, so that's something, if you're looking for something to do this weekend. Another thing, if you recall, about 2 years ago, well, some of you were here a couple years ago, when we approved a radio tower project for the communication system in the county, so to be part of the Michigan Public Safety Communication System. Not Michigan State Police, it's Michigan. But anyway, so it gets confusing when you throw those letters around. The project's complete. The tower went live on Tuesday. And we're already seeing, what's that?
The Porter Tower?
The Porter Tower. And we're already seeing great results from that area. We're seeing increased response from areas that were covered, but we're getting areas that weren't being covered. I actually personally went through and did a lot of the radio testing with Motorola and was amazed to find out some of the nooks and crannies they could get into. That Porter Tower, which is near the Porter Township Hall on Baldwin Prairie near 12, reached all the way up to Decatur Road and Allegheny Street, Church Street, reached over to Edwardsburg. I contacted the Edwardsburg chief and asked him to see if he saw some better coverage. It was Edwardsburg Elementary and some other areas around Edwardsburg. They were spotty in Edwardsburg, but there were some good results from it. So most of all, the state line area was covered well. So it was a $1.98 million project, came in on time and under budget when you consider it started during the pandemic. It's a pretty good achievement. A couple bumps in the road, but we got through them pretty well. Just a couple things I thought I'd bring you up to date on, so stay dry.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Sure.
Nobody else is here. Jeff, do you have anything additional? Because we still have elected officials. No, you have talked enough. You know I'm just playing with you, man.
No.
You're an easy target, brother. All right, there's no unfinished business. Under new business, we have motion Alpha and Bravo. Motion 162-23 is a motion to approve the 2023 special assessment rolls.
I'll make that
I'll
motion.
support it.
All right, motion on the floor and support. We have any discussion? Plenty self-explanatory. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next one is M 163-23. It's a motion for us to hold a special BOC meeting October 19th at 4:30.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it with to pass this. So everybody has time to look at it. That's why she passed it out tonight, then we'll have the opportunity to vote on it at the meeting.
So we can read it then, and if anybody has any questions, they can ask Tammy
They can get a hold of her.
and get it all from there.
Yeah, she's happy to answer questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, not now,
We have a
but,
resolution to approve the
right,
report, so we haven't had done before October.
right. All right. Got motion on the floor and support. Any more discussion?
Were we gonna have a special meeting regarding the bylaws?
Yeah, we do need to schedule a workshop.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well,
thought we were
workshop.
gonna have
That's a
workshop.
workshop.
right.
Yeah.
So that'd be the next thing to get scheduled.
Yeah. Anything else? All right, hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, number 15, if you ain't invited, you gotta get out. But we're gonna have in here is our attorney's gonna be on the line, County Administrator Jennifer Renfro and Beth Daly. Everybody else, we probably won't have any business talked afterwards.
Commissioner Marquetti?
Yes.
Commissioner Leyland?
Yes.
And Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Anybody need any a break before we go in the closed session? 5 minutes?